We are spending our money in stupid little things that are stupid. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. There's this trend right now on TikTok about propaganda you won't fall for or you would never fall for. And I did follow the trend on TikTok, but I thought it could be also very interesting to do here on YouTube, because on TikTok it was just mentioning what you won't fall for and not really explaining why and not really giving your reasonings behind it. So I thought it could be really interesting just to do a video. And you know, I'm a yapper, I'm also about to get on my period, and that means that I love to criticize, which is not a good thing. I know I should not be criticizing. This is something I am trying to get better at, but you know, I'm just extra spicy in my luteal phase, as we all are. So let's get spicy together. Let's talk about the propaganda I won't fall for and I will never fall for. I mean, never say never, you never know. But I think, at least I think so. Okay, number one, like this is at the top of my list. La bubus, la fufus, mystery boxes, like, what are they called? Like, Sony angels. I had no idea one of these scary, ugly little things that literally look like they're out from a nightmare could retail up to $54. $54. Are we okay? Like, this makes me question if people are okay.
What an easy way to ruin a gorgeous handbag. And contrary to popular recent belief, it is okay to carry your handbag without small monsters hanging from them. Carry your bag plain, accessorize it with a poubelle accessoire or two, or even just a simple foulard on the handle, but there is no need to have an entire zoo on your handbag. And I assure you, if you still love your La Poo Poo and do not agree with me just yet, give it 3 weeks.
More so because everyone is complaining about the economy, and I get it. Like, the current economy is pretty bad, but then I see people just spending their money in these stupid little ugly things, and also not only the labubus and la fufus or whatever they are called, not only those, but now you can find mystery and blind boxes, I don't know the exact name for them, in any topic. I've seen some from How to Train Your Dragon, from the Powerpuff Girls, some that are kind of little furniture, others that are just cats, and just random things. Like, there's so many blind and mystery boxes, and I think they are the stupidest thing, and we are gonna regret it. Like, in the future, every single person that has bought any of these stupid little things is gonna regret it. In Spanish, we have a word for this kind of items that don't really have a purpose and that just collect dust and you never know where to put them. We call them pongos. Donde lo pongo? Which means, where do I put it? So the translation for pongos would be putters. Like, where do I put it? Putters, no? Yeah, I don't know. There's not a word for that in English, but I find it so funny in Spanish. Like, as I said, it refers to these items that you never know where to put. They are only for decor, but they are not even pretty to be decor. Does that make sense? I don't know. So I think that these blind boxes, they are just gonna end up being pongos.
And Emily?
Yes?
That's all.
And people are spending their money. Like I said, I had no idea they were that expensive. I thought that they were like $10, max $20, but like they can go up to $54? Absolutely not. Next, Bloom. I know, I know for a fact, Bloom must be paying these influencers very, very well. Because you can see Bloom ads everywhere on TikTok, everywhere on YouTube, everywhere on Instagram. And you know, influencer ads, we all know, work really well, but it reaches a point where it gets excessive and you start questioning it more than probably you would. My personal opinion is that Bloom is a scam, and I will die on this hill and I will explain you why. First of all, Bloom is meant to cure your bloating, and I feel like we are normalizing bloating as something normal and as something that happens regularly. It is not. It is not normal, and it's not something that should happen regularly. Or you should not be experiencing extreme bloating. If you do, there's a problem, and you should address it instead of just masking it. And that's what Bloom does. It masks the problem, but it does not solve the problem.
Let's talk about wellness products that are not worth the hype, not worth the money. Today we're talking about Bloom Greens again. They are at every corner. Their marketing budget is insane. I filmed a video about them last year, but I still get questions about them every single day. Even if you consumed 4 servings of Bloom per day, which would be pretty insane because it's already an expensive product, so that would be incredibly expensive to buy it that frequently. You still wouldn't be consuming enough of the greens and superfoods to experience any of the benefits that it claims to have. It is not a miracle cure for anything. It's not going to clear your skin. It's not going to give you your dream body. It's not going to magically heal the deep root causes of your bloating and discomfort. All it is a big fat paycheck in a lot of people's pockets. So don't waste your money. Do your research.
If you have extreme bloating or bloating regularly, you probably have a food intolerance, and you should not be consuming that food that is causing you the bloating. Bloating is a sign that your body is not able to digest what you're consuming. So please go to the doctor, get yourself checked, and see what the root of the problem is. So not only I would never buy Bloom myself, you cannot pay me to use it. If I ever get a sponsorship, I will never accept it from Bloom because I think it's a scam. Next propaganda I will never fall for is a big collection of perfumes. Once again, I think that we are spending our money in things that we don't need and stupid things. Who needs a collection of 10, 20, 30 perfumes? Not me. I need 1, maybe 2. That's it. Perfumes are so expensive, and the fact that we are buying different scents for different occasions or for different times of the day is absolutely stupid. And also, there's no way you have a big collection of perfumes and you are actually using the perfumes. Also, they get expired. So yeah, I have 1 perfume. I just have 1, and that's it. I don't need no more. Thinking that 30 is old. I've been getting a lot of comments recently on person and also on my social medias that I don't look 30. I am 32. I've had people literally say, "What?" to my face when I tell them that I'm 32. First of all, what do you think a 32-year-old looks like? 32 is not old, 30 is not old, 40 is not old. Not only that, your 30s are the best. I've never been happier, I've never been more secured in my life, I've never been more fulfilled, I've never been in a better mental space and physical space even in my life. And some people even say that your 40s are even better. So I'm just excited to get older. People are very, very scared to get older, and I think that you just need to get older with grace. I don't know, I feel like people tend to think that when you get older, it's okay to not take care of your body as much, and it's okay to gain a little bit of weight, and that's not how I see it. I think that the older you get, the more that you should take care of yourself, the harder that you should work out, the more meticulous you need to be about what you eat. So for me, getting older is not a big deal. I'm excited for it. And 30 is not old. And 40 is not old either. Next propaganda I won't fall for are vapes and alcohol, whose idea was to make smoking trendy again and to push vapes into the healthier smoking. It's not. Vapes are even worse than regular smoking. I don't know, it's just mind-blowing to me that people are actually choosing that route in their life. And alcohol, same thing. I feel like we are romanticizing alcohol. Alcohol is very, very bad for you. This is a hot take. This is a very, very hot take, and I know a lot of people are gonna be very, I know this is gonna be controversial, but I don't drink alcohol. Not even a little bit. Not even on Christmas. I don't. Like 0 alcohol. And I know that might be crazy for some people, but as I said, as I get older, I get more strict with my health. I quit drinking, I think 3 years ago, something like that, and I've never smoked in my life. Next is sunbathing and tanning in the sun. I'm gonna get a little bit serious right now. I have a family member that is battling skin cancer, and recently I've been doing a lot of research because of that, and I've learned that there's no such a thing as a safe tan, unless it's a self-tan, which is what I have on right now. Like, I am pale as pale as this. Well, maybe not as much because my skin tone doesn't get this white, of course, but I'm very, very pale, and right now I'm wearing self-tan. The only tan that is safe is self-tan. And before you comment, oh my God, but it has so many chemicals and it's so bad for your skin, it's not. It has been debunked by many chemists, and there's no clinical proof that self-tans are bad for you, but there's a ton of proof that the sun is very, very bad for us.
As a skin cancer surgeon, I hear many myths about sun protection. One of the biggest myths is that everyone doesn't need sunscreen. Everyone, no matter how dark your skin is, you need sunscreen. Another myth that I get is that a base tan is good. You know, if I get a little bit of a tan, that means I'm not going to burn. I'm actually protecting my skin. This is false. There is no such thing as a safe tan. Any tan is sun damage. Any sun damage means that you are putting yourself at risk for skin cancer. Another myth is that you can only get skin cancer if you burn. Absolutely not. You know, skin cancer is caused by chronic UV exposure. And I often liken skin cancer to the straw that broke the camel's back. It's that one last exposure that's enough to turn your cells awry and to give you enough DNA damage that now you have cancer.
Not only for skin cancer, but for many other reasons. It speeds up skin aging, but also the aging of cells, and not only of skin cells, but just the cells on your entire body. The moment your skin gets darker thanks to the sun, it has been damaged. The cells on your skin have been damaged, and that's why they are changing color.
I'm not gonna tell you to stop tanning, but I am gonna tell you this. If you tan, so tanning bed, getting out in the sun, and you're not burning, kudos to you for not burning, because that's what's really problematic. But if you're tanning, you can expect that one day you're gonna have really photo damaged and aged looking skin. Don't expect to be able to fix that with a cream that costs $50. It is going to be very expensive to reverse those signs of aging from sun damage and tanning. Now, if you don't care, if you know that in the future I'm gonna be a wrinkly leather bag and I don't care because I love the sun, good for you for having self-awareness. But if you think you're gonna be the type that's gonna wanna look good and have good skin texture and quality one day, don't tan. You need to do a self-tanner, okay?
I know it's very hard to hear, and I know a lot of people do not want to hear this. At the end of the day, you have your body, you choose whatever you want to do with your body. Myself, you are not gonna see me sunbathing ever again in my life. That's just how it is. Next are fillers and preventative or baby Botox. Let's start with fillers. I am okay with maybe a little bit of filler on your lips. I have never, ever touched my face because I am very scared of butchering whatever I have right now. I mean, when I was younger, I definitely had a lot of insecurities regarding my face, regarding the bump of my nose, also the fact that it's crooked, also the fact that I have quite thin lips, I have quite big ears. I had a lot of insecurities when I was younger, but I've grown into them, and now I feel like they give me character, so I've never touched my face. Would I never touch my face in the future? I don't know, because if I ever touch my face, is to give me more of a youthful and to go back to how I looked. So if I ever touch my face, it's just to look younger. But I am not falling for the preventative Botox. I am not falling for the filler, because filler, as I said, on your lips, not so much. I feel like you can do a little bit of filler on your lips, and it's not as bad as any other part of your face. But also, if you add too much filler to your lips, it's definitely gonna age you, which I feel like it's the opposite of what you are getting it for. But filler on your face will, with the years and with time, instead of dissolving, which is what is being sold to everyone, it actually migrates. So let's say you put it here, in 1 or 2 years, you are gonna have it here. And then you put more here and it's gonna drop. You put more, it's dropping. So then you cause the drooping face, which is one of the things that make you look older. So that's why I would never do filler on my face, never. Because it migrates, it's a mess, and then you end up looking like, well, you know how all of these celebrities that have done a ton of filler end up looking like very, very puffy, but also kind of a drooping puffy, you know? Not cute. And preventative Botox is the other stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. I've never, ever injected anything on my face. I still don't have wrinkles, and don't tell me don't tell me it's genetics, because as much as that might be something that could help, in the long run, genetics are not gonna save you from wrinkles and from aging. When you actually need Botox is when your lines are static lines, because then the lines are starting to form. Also, Botox in long term can atrophiate the muscles on your face, which then, you guessed it, will cause drooping, which is what makes you look older. Like, come on. Next is supplements. Now, not all supplements, because I do take supplements, but I would never fall for the propaganda of buying and taking supplements without a prior blood test. I am sick and tired of seeing people just recommending supplements to everyone. Everyone is different. Everyone needs different things. You might be deficient on something that I might not. So even if it's beneficial for the both of us to take vitamin D supplements, I might need more than you, or you might need more than me, because you might have a deficiency and I might not. I do take a lot of supplements. I think are around 12 supplements a day, and I've been asked a couple of times what are the supplements that I take, and I never answer because I've done the research. I've done blood tests. I get blood tests every single year, so I know what my body needs. So if you want to take supplements and you don't know where to start, the starting point is a blood test, and then you go from there. Next is intuitive eating. This is something that really rubs me the wrong way, because I get it. I know why these people do it, and I know that it may have a good impact maybe on some people that might have eating disorders, but at the same time, you could be eating less calories than you need or more calories than you need. So I don't think it works. Let's say you are just wanting to lose a little bit of weight and you start intuitive eating. You might be eating more than you need, which in the long run could cause an eating disorder. Also, I do not like people that share what they eat in a day and they maybe share this very shredded body, or they are very, very skinny. Oh my gosh, I hate it. I absolutely hate it, because everyone is different, everyone burns calorie different. I might do more activity than you or less activity than you, so I need more or less calories than you. I've done intuitive eating in the past and it has never worked for me. So now I track my calories, and I know that it might be triggering for some people, but for me it works. And now I know what I can eat and what I cannot eat, and I have more of a peace of mind of knowing that whatever I'm eating is what my body needs, and I'm not cutting it short or I'm not eating too much. Next one is HelloFresh. You are telling me that I'm paying extra just to have all the ingredients inside of one box with a recipe, when I could go to the grocery store and get triple, quadruple the amount that you are putting in that box for the same amount of money, and I can go and get the recipe for myself. I know that it might maybe solve some problems. It might be easier just to have these boxes just to your door and everything is kind of half prepared, but at the same time I feel like it's a waste of money. And it's just so stupid. Like, I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. You could meal prep very, very easily. Stanley accessories. I get it. Stanley is kind of nice. Like, I have a Stanley. By the way, I only have one. You do not need 15, 20. You don't need a big collection of Stanleys. That is another thing I would never fall for. You only need one. Maybe two. Maybe two. Max. But now you are telling me that I need accessories for my Stanley. I need an accessory to be able to make my Stanley into a bag. I need an accessory to be able to hold snacks on top of my Stanley. I need an accessory to be able to hold my keys and other random things on my Stanley, with also the Stanley crossbody strap. Like, are we okay? And this goes back to the first one. We are spending our money in stupid little things that are stupid. Like, this is consumerism at its finest. And I absolutely hate it. Every single time I see one of these videos of, you know, this, it just, I just get a very weird feeling on my body. I absolutely hate it. Yeah, let's not do that. Anyway, guys, that was it. Those were my hot takes and the propaganda I won't fall for, and the things that I could never be influenced of buying or doing. I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Bye!